this lesson, and I'm going to show you how to factorize this without doing long division. So the first step is to find the first factor, and to do that you need to look at this term at the end, and the factors of 6 are 1, 2 and 3, and the negatives of those, and 6 as well, and the negatives of those as well. I usually start on or with the number 1, so p of 1, and just substituting x equals 1 into the equation at the top will give 1 minus 6 plus 11 minus 6. All of that equals 0. Therefore, x minus 1 is a factor. And normally at this point you would use long division to find the other quadratic factor. However, I'm going to show you a much shorter way of doing it, which will save you a whole heap of time. And this is how you do it. So x minus 1 multiplied by something will give us the red polynomial at the top. So x times what term here will give the x cubed term, and the answer to that is x squared. And minus 1 times what number here will give us minus 6 at the top, and the answer to that is plus 6. And then all you have to do is figure out the middle term here, and it's going to be something x. And the way you figure it out is to do this. When you expand two brackets like this to get the cubic at the top, you'll get one x cubed term and you'll get two x squared terms. You get the first one by doing or multiplying those two, and that will give you minus x squared. And you get the other one from multiplying this x by this term here, and that is something x squared. And when you combine those two terms, you end up with minus 6x squared, or the x squared term in the polynomial, so minus 6x squared. So minus 1x squared plus what amount equals minus 6x squared. This must be minus 5x squared, and you get that by multiplying x by minus 5x. So that's minus 5x there. Now I could have picked the x terms to figure this out, however most of the time I just use the x squared terms. Either will get you the same result. So that's a much quicker way than doing long division, and I haven't met many students who like doing the long division because it takes a long time, and when you get to year 12, chances are you won't even use it. So I like to show my students this method that I'm showing you here, and then all you have to do is factorize the quadratic, which you would do by using cross sticks or whatever method you like to use. And I'll just quickly run through that. So x squared minus 5x plus 6, and it's going to be x in the first bracket, x in the second, and definitely going to be 2 and 3 here, minus 2 and minus 3. So the whole polynomial is equal to, we'll just come back to p of x is equal to x minus 1 times x minus 2, and I'm not going to fit that one in there, x minus 3, and it's fully factorized right here. So key thing in this lesson was the short method for finding that quadratic factor, if you like, once you found your first factor. And the first factor you always find by looking at the constant term at the end here and subbing in one of these factors, either positive or negative, for the x value until you get a value of 0. That gives you your first factor, which you can then use in this way that I showed you here to figure out this bracket here, which you can then factorize using cross sticks or whatever method you prefer to use for factorizing a quadratic. So that's about it for this lesson, and I'll see you in the next one.